What's up, everybody? This is Bruce, aka Geektacular, and today, before the holidays, I wanted to go over kind of quickly sort of a comparison video of the Lord of the Rings trilogy Blu-ray set and the new The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey 3D Extended Edition Blu-ray. So, this just came out a couple weeks ago, and I just got it kind of as a Christmas present here. So I just wanted to sort of do a comparison video because I couldn't really find one of somebody sort of showing both sets or both discs sort of beside each other and kind of compare what's the same and what's different between them. So first off, we'll look at the case here. So the actual the Lord of the Rings trilogy box, obviously it's a 3 Blu-ray box set, so it's going to be big and bulky, of course, and a bit different, but it's made of kind of really hard cardboard, and the outside sort of has this gold sheen. It's kind of like metallic gold. It's kind of hard to see there. You might be able to see it a little bit better maybe on the back. Yeah, see how you can kind of see a reflection in there? So it's kind of like this gold sheen, and it's got this symbol on the back that's embossed right in the middle of the back here, to kind of make it look like a book, basically, sort of like a big thick book. And then it lists all 3 titles and extended edition on there. And it's made of like real hard cardboard. Then on the inside it has this map of Middle-earth there. Then a picture of the gang. And all 3 of the discs are essentially the same on the inside. So I'm just going to pull one of them out. I think Return of the King is the one I'm going to use to show you the inside of the disc contents. So that's the outside of this box. Now, the extended edition Hobbit 3D Blu-ray, the first Hobbit movie, An Unexpected Journey. So obviously, the front is a bit different because this is the 3D release. So you can see here that Bilbo is here and he's in 3D. It's kind of hard to see the effect on video, but he kind of turns his head when you turn the thing, so he's looking at you the whole time, which is a little creepy but cool. And his sword sort of shines here, and the logo kind of shines. So obviously that lenticular cover is for the 3D version, since it's in 3D. And so the outside, the outside box is made of the same material as this. So the outside box is that hard cardboard material, just like the trilogy is, except this is not like a metallic covering here. It is textured. The trilogy is also kind of textured, sort of to have like a rough texture. This is indeed textured, as you can kind of see there, to make it kind of feel like leather. So I think this is going for a more leather sort of look. And it has sort of these embossed frills up here. These really aren't embossed on here. They're raised slightly. I guess maybe they are a little bit, but these are definitely meant to stand out. So all the accents are kind of embossed a little bit more on here, and it's more meant to look like a kind of a cracked leather book. Although on the spine here, the actual name is sort of in that same metallic gold covering. So I have that there, and also on the back, similar to the trilogy set, this does have kind of like a embossed emblem on the back of it in the middle. So those two are kind of similar in that respect, but they are a bit different. They kind of share the sort of rustic book outer covering sort of look. So that's basically what they look like side by side here. And if you want, I'll put these here. You can kind of see how the sides look here together, and if you set them up like this, they kind of look like that sitting beside each other. So They look pretty good beside each other, actually. Not too bad. And I like that they're both basically the same hard cardboard material. That's really nice. So, now that we've looked at the boxes, let's take a look at the actual contents of the inside. So, this is the actual Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey 3D case. So as you can see, I guess we'll compare the fronts first. So the fronts, they both, this one again has that kind of shiny metallic print on it. This one does not have that metallic print actually on the cover art. So this is just like plain cover art, but it's still really cool looking. Both extended edition, both, I will note, in a black Blu-ray case, which is actually real rare. You don't see, I haven't seen any other releases in a black Blu-ray case to my knowledge. So that's pretty cool. So they both still share the same black Blu-ray case. You want to see the spines side by side. Here you go. So obviously this one is styled to be more like the outer case of the trilogy, since all three of these discs match because they're all in the same set. And this one is kind of a separate, independent, you know, it's a release in itself, so it doesn't really have to match up to a certain aesthetic. But this is kind of how they compare there. And take a look at the backs here. These are the two backs side by side. So they both outline the contents of the disc, of each of the discs. So The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, the 3D Extended Edition, has first two discs are the Blu-ray 3D Extended Edition. Whereas here, obviously there are no 3D versions of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, at least not at the moment. So the first two discs here are the extended edition movie. This one has a third Blu-ray disc, which is the extended edition with the commentary on a single Blu-ray. So that's the non-3D version. They were able to get that onto one Blu-ray disc. And it does include a featurette as well, in addition to the commentary. And this one has all of the commentary and all that kind of stuff. It has 4 different commentaries, actually, for Return of the King. So this one also has the Appendices Part 7 and the Appendices Part 8. And that's actually a direct continuation of the appendices from the trilogy set. So this is the Appendices Part 5 and 6 on Return of the King. And the Appendices Part 7 and Part 8 are actually on the extended edition of The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. So it's actually a continuation of the appendices from the trilogy, which is real cool. They actually extended the numbering from the original trilogy through to The Hobbit. And you'll also see that the 2 appendix discs on the Blu-ray release of the trilogy are both in standard definition, regular DVD, but on The Hobbit and An Unexpected Journey, these are actually Blu-rays. These are all HD content. I believe all of the documentary content is HD as well. If not, it's obviously upscaled to HD. So that's a really awesome change as well. This one does contain a bonus behind-the-scenes disc, which, if I recall, and I'll look in here just real quick for you. So yeah, each of these does also have a behind-the-scenes disc for each particular movie. So each one of these are 5 discs. The first one, each one is 2 discs for the movie, an extended edition and Blu-ray, then 2 DVD appendices, and a DVD behind the scenes. So that is where these releases differ slightly, is that this one does not have a fifth. It does have a fifth disc, but it's because it has the Blu-ray, the normal Blu-ray, and the 2-disc 3D Blu-ray. So it doesn't have the separate behind-the-scenes disc, but really, I don't really know how much you need a behind-the-scenes discs when you have 2 whole Blu-ray discs full of additional material. And since they're on Blu-ray, not on DVD, they might actually even be able to pack more content into these discs because of disc capacity and things like that. So I haven't looked specifically, but I suspect that on The Hobbit, these appendices are actually longer than the ones on here. So they might not even need a third disc for special features, probably. So that makes sense, and I think it's cool that you get the normal Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray, so you have a choice. So, and if we open it up here, so I'll just show you what's in Return of the King real quick. So Return of the King, and all the other discs in the trilogy are like this as well. They're basically set up the same way. So it's just some text about the movie. It has all the scene names. And then it has this cool little map, which is actually of the appendices discs. So it tells you how to navigate through the menus of the appendix discs. And then just, a little bit of art. It's kind of on this cool parchment paper looking thing. So that's pretty cool. I always like that. Then you have Blu-ray Part 1, Part 2. And then you have the appendices. And for the Return of the King, it's Part 5 and Part 6. And all the other ones are in the previous 2 movies. And the behind-the-scenes DVDs. So remember that these are DVDs and not Blu-rays for Return of the King. So that's what you get with that. So comparing that to The Hobbit, Extended Edition 3D, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, the first part. In here, you get this slip here, and I'm actually going to take out the this, but you do get a card that has your ultraviolet code on it. Obviously, I'm not going to show you that because I utilize that, but you get a little paper card with your ultraviolet code on it. And then you get this little thing which is advertising some merchandise related to the Hobbit An Unexpected Journey. But you actually don't get like a guide for the scenes or anything like that. So just kind of advertising there. So that's a little bit of a letdown. I kind of wish that they had a guide just like the ones in the trilogy, kind of with the old style parchment paper, and I always thought that was kind of cool, but that's okay. You don't really need it. It basically just tells you what you can find out by looking at the disc anyway. So here's the 3D Blu-ray of The Hobbit Extended Edition, movie Part 1, movie Part 2. So the 3D Blu-ray is 2 parts. Then you have just the movie itself with the commentary. So normal Blu-ray, non-3D, on 1 disc. And then actually, I actually forgot, the Appendices Part 7 is actually in my Blu-ray player right now. But it looks just like this disc. So the Appendices Part 7 and Part 8 are right here. And that's just kind of what these discs look like. So the discs themselves, like if you compare Return of the King Appendices Part 6 and The Hobbit An Unexpected Journey Appendices Part 8, if you compare the discs side by side, they basically are stylized in almost the exact same way. This one lists the appendices and the part a little bit different, but again, the part and the name of that appendix are over here. The name of the movie's up top. So, kind of different, but essentially pretty much are stylized in the same way. So, that's really kind of the main comparisons between the 2 releases. This one does not have a separate behind-the-scenes DVD, whereas this one does. But these two appendices are on Blu-ray, which means that they can fit more content on those two appendix discs versus the trilogy release. Also, this, of course, has the 3D Blu-ray, and this the original trilogy was not in 3D, so no 3D Blu-ray there. But both have two appendix discs full of special features. Both have a two-part Blu-ray of the movie, this one in 3D, plus a Blu-ray of 2D, and this one just the 2-disc in 2D. The artwork on the outside of each individual case is probably the biggest difference. They're stylized quite differently, although the information on the back is relatively similar. But in terms of the actual cases themselves, so in terms of the outer casing, they share a lot of similarities. Same material, same feel, basically when you feel it, kind of the textured, archaic sort of feel. This one goes for a little more of a leather sort of look. This one kind of goes for a little more gold leaf, gold-covered book sort of thing, but both are kind of stylized as being kind of archaic books, essentially. And again, both have kind of a cool embossed logo on the back of each of them. So that's basically a comparison of these two releases for you. And I thought it would just be cool to kind of put them side by side so you can sort of see how they compare and how they contrast in terms of the actual insides, the outsides, everything. So I'm really glad to have added the first Hobbit film to my extended edition Blu-ray collection, and I'm glad to have it in 3D because I recently procured a 3D TV, so and I saw it originally in 3D, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing it again in 3D. But yeah, so thanks for watching. If you like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below, and if you like movie unboxings, video game unboxings, geeky stuff like that, go ahead and click subscribe down below and you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed this, and I hope everybody has a happy holidays, and I will see you next year.